On July 1st, 1994, Dr. Jessica Sledge Kozloff became the 17th president of Bloomsburg University, and here's more. The inauguration of Jessica Sledge Kozloff as the 18th president of Bloomsburg University occurred on April 22nd. Representing more than 50 colleges and universities were several hundred guests from the academic community. Many individuals spoke highly of Dr. Kozloff.
I worked very closely with Dr. Kozloff when she was here. I served on the Planning and Budget Committee, of which was reportable to her. I was also chair of the Space and Facilities Committee during that time. And of course, I also served on many other committees that saw me interact with the president on a number of occasions. During that time, too, I was chair of the Political Science Department during her tenure, and I also was dean of the College of Liberal Arts, interim dean. So I'm able to testify about her accomplishments here. Dr. Kozloff arrived at a time when we had a lot of social strife on campus. Minority students were being harassed. They were not very quite happy here. The social environment was not good. But in a very short time, she was able to create a climate of inclusiveness for all categories of students. And now we can proudly say that 10% of the student population is made up of minorities. Whereas at the time that she came, we would recruit about 250 students from the Philadelphia area, and after one semester, half of them would leave. So that was one big accomplishment that she was able to bring. In fact, the state system grades universities and gives them funding based on what they call performance funding. And during her tenure here as president, year after year after year, we scored very high in terms of minority recruitment and inclusiveness. She did remarkably well. The other aspect, as chair of the Space and Facilities Committee that worked with her for 9 good years, Kozloff was very much interested in investing in the university. Under her tenure, we had infrastructural developments. I mean, the dormitories were renovated, classrooms were renovated, equipment necessary for the 21st century classrooms were brought up to date in all the classrooms. And you can see the record of her performance here. But more importantly, she realized that off-campus housing was not all that very safe for all our students. And so she was able to prevail on many other key players within the university and the Council of Trustees. And she got to go ahead and build gigantic, massive apartments on the upper campus. And I'm glad that those apartments have been named after her, the Kozloff's apartments. And during her time, we had a lot of money for faculty to undertake projects vis-a-vis research, grant writing, and so on. And those were very good times that we had. I'm not saying that we're not having good times now, but I'm saying that Kozloff did a lot in order to improve the image of the university and to create a condition where all categories of individuals, gay, lesbian, transgendered, blacks, African Americans, Latinos, whites, everybody were quite happy. And what you see today is what President Kozloff sowed during her tenure here for 14 and a half years here.
Bloomsburg is a family. I have been personally overjoyed and impressed by the individual who has come to this family, said Chancellor James McCormick, a former president of Bloomsburg University. Dr. Kozloff discussed the importance of the academic mace, which became a symbolic weapon in the fight for knowledge. She described as the medieval knight brandished the mace against enemies on the battlefield. Today's scholar takes up the arms against ignorance and narrow-mindedness, against hopelessness and despair.
Jessica Kozloff was a political scientist, and she was very, very political when it came to her social relations with the faculty and staff. You'd be sitting in your office, and all of a sudden she would appear and sit down with you and chat for 5-10 minutes, and then you would wonder why she came, and for no apparent reason. But by having such informal interactions, she was able to know what was going on campus. And she made sure any after-hours activities involving students and faculty, she was there, be it on Sunday, Monday, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evenings during the regular school period. She was always there to provide support. And it takes someone who has good planning to keep her diary up to date and know that activities are going on campus and that she has to be there. And if she couldn't make it, she will make sure that the organizers know why she's not there. And they say beside every successful woman is a man. This interview is about Dr. Jessica Kozloff. But there was also Steve Kozloff, Dr. Steve Kozloff, the husband, who was a medical doctor and director of the gynecology department at Geisinger component in Bloomsburg Hospital. And he was also remarkably by her side and supporting us in all our initiatives. When it comes to fundraising, Jessica went out to golf with people who mattered in order to bring money. She traveled far and wide within the country to meet alumni associations in order to bring money in. And during times of financial exigency, when our sister institutions were suffering, we were okay because of the dynamic support we had from the alumni. And this could not have been accomplished if Jessica didn't have the foresight and the nuances of networking with former students to bring in the money, and also with other key players to donate money to the institution. For that, I give her A+.
Dr. Jessica Sledge Kozloff is an example of one of the many successful presidents Bloomsburg University has had in its 175 years.